Hey everybody, it's Jay from Team 125 Overland, and it is the wee hours of the morning, and I've just dropped my friend off at work, and it is Friday, July 27th, and we are going to go on an adventure today, so there will be a big video coming. So I thought I'd make a video today talk a little bit about how I got into overlanding, which I thought would be an interesting topic. I think everyone's probably got a story how they got into overlanding. I just thought that'd be kind of cool. So the first time I ever went camping, I was probably about maybe 20, 21, and I had never gone camping before. And I had gone with this girl. One of my friends invited me up to a place that we're going today. It's up in Milo, Michigan. You should come up and you should go camping. And I was like, I thought that'd be a great idea. And I was trying to get back with this girl at the time. And it was so funny. Like, I never gone camping before. So somebody lent me a tent. It was like the worst tent ever. It had like drawstring windows. And I brought a piece of carpet foam to sleep on and blankets. And I spent $400 in food for a 3-day trip. This is like when I was 20, so you're talking like 22 years ago. And I remember I filled the entire like 8-foot bed of my truck with like food, and like I think the only thing I bought was like a cooler. It was a debacle, but I loved it. I had such a great time, and like that whole trip changed my life. It changed my entire life too, like everything. It was crazy. Like after that, all I cared about was camping and getting off road and getting in the outdoors. And at the time, I had a '68 Chevelle. I sold it, and I was like, I need a 4x4 truck. I was going to buy a Jeep. Coincidentally, me and the girl didn't get back together, by the way. But yeah, so like I really was like, I was just obsessed with like camping, and like within about 2 years, I had a full great gear set. I had a really decent tent, air mattress, stove, and then by the time I was 22 or 23, I had my first C71. I had a dirt bike, and I just had like a really cool gear setup, like that was for my truck. Well, over the course of the years, I kept buying camping gear, and I kept getting more and more stuff. Like I one day, like I ripped my tent, so I bought a new tent. I bought one exactly like that, and I let my old friend use my other tent, and he slept on the heater and burnt my tent down. Well, that in turn bought me another tent. He went and bought me a nice Coleman, and it was bigger, and everything just kept growing until I was probably about, when we were going camping, I was going camping in a 16 by 10 by 9-foot ceiling Browning 2-room tent with an actual like mattress in it, nightstand, nice air conditioning unit I made, a big huge heater, ceiling fan, inflatable sofa. The bed was on a bed frame, and rug. We bought a rug for it, had a broom. I mean, it was like a little mini house, and I had a 6x6 foot tent just for taking a shower that I put on my trailer, my quad trailer with the Zodi heater. We'd bring 60 gallons of water. We'd have this whole entire kitchen set up. Then in like a 12 by 12 awning, massive. I'd bring 9 coolers, and I'd bring my 4-wheelers. And basically what it boiled down to is every time we went camping, it was like, no matter what, it was 3 weeks to get ready. And it was just insane. It was just fucking crazy. Like, it took so much work. Then we'd get back and we had to clean all this gear. And like I said, if you watched any videos prior, you know I don't have a big house. I got a really small house. And it was, we had to stuff all the stuff in my attic. So it came to 2015, and I used to like buy everyone groceries and lend everyone my gear, and then they would just pay me money. And like, that would be fine. I would take care of everything. And sometimes I'd go in big, huge groups, like 9 people, and everyone would give me like $75. Usually it didn't really, it never evened out. But, yeah, but I loved it so much. So 2015, I decided that, I should say in 2014, my Silverado was getting like ball tires, like finding new tires. So I didn't want to just put regular tires on it. I wanted to like kind of put bigger tires on it and lift it. So I did my first rough country lift, which is like a $400 lift, and I did like Hercules tires, like 33s. Looked great, loved it. Fine. I was like, hell yeah. And so in 2015, I decided like, well, let me add the stereo, front bumper, and some lights with my tax return. And I was, teaching. I had money, so I decided for some reason like I wanted to buy a dirt bike. So I bought this dirt bike, and it's the YZ450. I ended up putting a ton of money into it, so I spent about $5,000 on it. So I maybe had $1,000, maybe call it $1,200 in my truck. I had $5,000 in the dirt bike. Well, now I was looking at the 4-wheelers, and I decided the 4-wheelers needs to work too. So I decided to rebuild the Honda. We'll put a big bore kit on it. I redid all the plastics on the Banshee. Just a ton of work on the Banshee. Did a ton of work on the Raptor with exhaust. I think we ended up spending, or I don't know what I was saying, but maybe $3-4 on those. So then I needed gear for camping, and I had to buy a bunch of replacement stuff that was broken. So I did that, and the day before we went camping, it was like I went out and I went grocery shopping, and I spent $800 in supplies. And this is shit like batteries and like fucking propane and like more V-tags and fucking food and booze. And like even then, like you think about like a lot of that gear was old. So you're using like propane. I didn't use LEDs, I used bulbs, so fucking lots of batteries that would go bad. And it was a bad deal. Okay. All in all, me and Ethan, we started working on that shit in February. Our first trip was the end of May, or it might even be in June. I spent $10,000 that year to get ready for that trip, which is just fucking insane. And if you think about it, you could have went on like how many cruises or how many anything. You could have went to Mexico or Cancun or fucking I could have taken everybody. But I love camping, and I mean, obviously we have something to show for it too. So I went on that trip. We got there, and dude, it fucking rained monsoon for 4 days. It fucking sucked. We barely rode because it was so wet. I rode my dirt bike for 20 fucking minutes after all that building, and it blew. So we get back home, and everybody who went, only Ethan gave me money. So not a single person gave me, I spent all that money, and I didn't have a fucking dime. Nobody would even give me $75. I was so pissed. Coincidentally, too, I don't think I've ever invited those people back again, because it was 75 fucking bucks, seriously. So I went back home, and I was fucking devastated. I was like, this fucking sucks. And I was like, I turned Ethan, I was like, I'll never go camping again. I will not. And actually, technically, I was right. I never did go camping again. It's not that way. I was like bitter. I was like, fucking this is bullshit. And I sat down, and I remember it was, I don't know, right after that trip, it was June. And I said, I need to think of a new way that I want to go camping. And coincidentally, when I was a kid, I used to work at this factory, and we used to do all this fabrication. And I used to dream about doing a Jeep and building a Jeep that I could live out of. And I want to drive through Mexico. And I had some really cool designs, at least I thought were cool at the time, like a bumper front and back that would hold water. I mean, now it might be commonplace, but I thought of it then. And I even made one too. It was very basic, just a piece of 4x4 steel. But it would hold water, and maybe have a stove in it and this stuff. I mean, I had no access to these ideas, but my head would always play with that idea, and it was always kind of this dream to have this Jeep that would do all this stuff. how I remember I was like trying to come up with a way I could cook food off exhaust. So anyways, you know, and I kind of, like, after that trip, I kind of went back to that whole entire idea of camping like that. I was, you know, how can we do this? And the first thing that I thought of was, like, the truck bed's air bed I saw. I said, well, you know, that'll eliminate out my tent, that'll eliminate out this and that, and it'll make it that much better. And I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, that was, like, a really good idea, you know, like, that was kind of like the start. And then I think the next thing I worked out is, like, you know, I really wanted a shower. And the shower thing was, like, kind of like a big thing. Like, that was a huge piece of gear that we were all very much dependent on because we were just so nasty and gross. And so, ultimately, what ended up being is I ended up, like, spending all of June and July just thinking. Just thinking all the way into August. And all I was doing was thinking and researching and like, figuring shit out. And, like, I still didn't have a basis for it. Ultimately, I think I found that I needed an additional $4,000 or $5,000 is what I actually, like, ended up using for, like, what I needed to build the truck. And that was initially, that was the second part of the truck was built in 2016, but that was more expensive. But the primary part was built in 2015. Well, during that time, you know, you're researching, you're looking. That's when I found Expedition Overland on YouTube, and I watched all of them. I remember binging them one day, and I said, "That's what I want to do. That's exactly what the fuck I've always wanted to do. Like, I want to camp like that. I've always wanted to adventure like that. Not even going to the same spot for years. I've gone other places, but nothing really like that was like way out of the way, you know? But I was like, that's what I want to do when I saw their stuff. And instantly I was just, you know, I had a name to put with what I was doing. It was overlanding. Something I'd wanted to do my whole entire life for 20 years, and I didn't even know it, you know? And I didn't have a basis for it. It was weird because I found it, and yeah, and they just, you know, that the cool thing is that I was overlanding, and when I started with designing the truck back in 2015, there was all these ideas of like, how can I take all the experience of all the camping I've done and, you know, put that into, you know, overlanding, and how can, and it was just like this brainstorm. Just, I absolutely loved it. And in 2015, I was actually dating this girl during the summer, and to be fair, she was kind of an idiot, but and if she sees this video, you're an idiot, and you know you're an idiot. But so yeah, in 2015, really honestly, like, I remember that whole entire summer I spent like researching and just reading and like thinking, and she dumped me. She totally dumped me. She's like, you know, you never spend time with me. I'm like, you know, and just, but that's also important in relationships. You have somebody who can also see your vision, you know? So that was how it all started. You know, and that 2015 was, you know, I got the truck done in, I think, September. The first time we ever took it out, I think it was November. And, you know, the first time was rough. It was very rough. I was using the truck beds, and we had a lot of gear we had to move, and I had a fucking tarp that went over the truck, like this tarp system I made. It's definitely been a learning process with a lot of polishing, and every time I go, I learn something new, and I upgrade, and I change, and I modify, and I try to perfect. You know, like, you never have this perfect setup, but you keep getting closer to it, if that makes sense. And so, like, that's basically the whole entire story of overlanding. Like, that's how I got into it. And it's been great. It's been absolutely the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. I absolutely, positively love it. It's so fulfilling in so many ways. Like, I get up every morning, I think about overlanding. I go to sleep at night, I think about overlanding. It's probably been the one. It's cool because I have some constants in my life. I have like music, I have overlanding. Yeah, those are definitely my constants. Like, I never lose interest in these. Like, and they've never made me bored either. Music's made me bored, but like overlanding, I've never been bored. So yeah, that's my story. I really do love it. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm happy to have it. It's my driving force for everything I do. It's my driving force why I go to school. It's my driving force why I work so hard. Yeah, it just really kind of makes my life a lot better. I'm actually a better person for it. So really glad I could share that story with you. I'm getting some messages and lots of comments. Thank you, everybody. It's really awesome. And I actually do really enjoy making videos now. I got a new camera this week, not my DSLR, but at least got a GoPro. It's gonna be awesome for this upcoming weekend. Gonna really take some time to make some better footage videos. And I've kind of gotten to the determination that what I'm gonna do, ambulance. What I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna make better videos, but I'm still not gonna, like, this is just a camera video. This is just a bullshit video. I'm holding up my phone while I'm driving, not paying attention. I think it's just the road, but just a bullshit camera video, and I'm completely all for still making these videos. But I do want to make more professional edited. So I kind of come to the determination, just because I do like making content, that I'll always have these like camera videos that aren't that great, but I'll also have videos that are super well produced, which is kind of what I want to do. So this weekend is a really cool trip that we're going to be going on, which is up to Mile, which is something I've never put on my YouTube channel. Is my four-wheelers. I have 3 four-wheelers that are all like extremely modified. I've had them for about 10 years. I got a fairly well-built Banshee, excellently well-built Raptor, and a modified Honda. So they're nice, and we're gonna be doing lots of filming in 4K. So that'd be kind of cool. But so once again, if you love the show, you love listening to me rant and stuff like that, please, by all means, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. More videos to come. See you there.